fun. Hey. All right, folks. I'm live and I'm going to get started right away, regardless of who's in here. I'm happy that I can be here for live and channel. So, anybody who does come in, I would love to see your comments and answer any questions that you might have. So, yeah, let me just go ahead and get started. Okay, y'all. So it is officially Mercury is in retrograde today, which is pretty amazing, I might have to say. This is a candle. Want to keep the spirits high. Mercury is retrograde today, and it's going to be retrograde until April 25th. So, Spirit was like, hey, we should talk about this today. And I usually am always the person who's like, thinking about things and doing them way later, but I thought, why not do a live stream today and talk about Mercury retrograde? So I got a couple of downloads. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of go off of that. First things first, this retrograde is happening in the sign of Aries, and it is still Aries season. Aries season literally just popped off. I have 3 Aries that I already celebrated their birthdays. So much Aries energy. And Aries is about that non-stop go, go, go. Like, it's about literally not stopping, not thinking about doing anything except for going and except for just pushing through limitations. But the thing about this is that I want to really focus on the energy, not just of the retrograde, but what else is happening. We just had a full moon, right? Which means that the moon is going away. It's waning now. So because the moon is waning, that means that this Aries energy is not as go, go, go as we really want it to, because our emotions are very important when it comes to having good energy to expend. You can't be in a bad mood and have a lot of energy. So the fact that the moon is now waning after its peak that we had with the eclipse in Libra, the full moon eclipse in Libra, this is something that's going to be definitely a game changer, is harnessing this Mercury in Aries kind of energy and not taking it so seriously, but taking it more of like an inward journey, because again, the moon is going away. So we had all of this peak energy happen at the eclipse, and eclipses are something of another demon, like eclipses are so intense, and people really, I feel like people hype up eclipses like so much, and yes, they are very powerful, but I don't like the fact that you can't manifest or you can't do anything with the eclipses. I feel like it's a potent time to do stuff with the energies around, but a lot of people will say don't manifest during an eclipse, don't do this during an eclipse, and I'm just kind of like, but this is powerful energy to harness. So maybe if you're not aware, you shouldn't be harnessing the energy. But I think that if you know how to work your own magic, and if you are somebody who knows their craft and like follows their intuition, because I did a whole bunch of stuff on the eclipse. I don't know about you. I did a whole bunch of stuff because Libra, my Venus, was like, let's do stuff. And I was like, okay, like, let's have fun. Of course, a lot of things came up around relationships. And I think this is important to talk about because Libra is the polar opposite of Aries. So, with the Aries energy being all highly independent, and Libra being highly codependent, it's two different energies that we got a taste of with that full moon that just happened in Libra, and now we're having this Mercury retrograde in Aries. So it's important to just realize all of it around, and retrogrades, they don't scare me. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. Retrogrades, I love retrogrades because I'm a Virgo, and I feel a difference during this time. I feel like I can take things slower. I feel like things aren't as rushed. I love retrograde energy because it just feels like I can rest for a second. And that's exactly what retrograde represents, is a rest and review. You review and you rest. You don't try to push things. You don't try to pressure yourself to do things. Like, I pressured myself to do this live, and it feels good so far. But this is because it came from my intuition and not from some type of external pressure. This was a divine timing kind of thing. And it doesn't feel like this pressure that I put on myself 24/7 to do, go, create, which is exactly what Aries does. So I think this, like what I'm channeling, is that this is definitely a good time for all of us to just relax a little bit. The new year just started, right? Because it's Aries season, this is our new year in the astrological calendar. So because the new year just started, it's like savor it a little bit. Like you're coming out. You don't just see flowers pop up the second it turns to spring. They come out slowly and they bloom slowly and they look so beautiful when they're at full bloom because they were allowed to bloom at their pace. I'm getting chills, so I know that message resonates. Like, just because it's spring, it doesn't mean that you have to be like a rabbit and just like get on it and be all around the place. If that's what your energy has right now, then good for you. But I feel collectively, a lot of us, because again, the moon is waning, it's just the start of a new season. You need to come out slow and like don't pressure yourself to be so quick with it. So during this Mercury retrograde in Aries, I think it's going to be a divine time for you to clear out your emails, check in your calendar, but like take your time doing it. You don't need to rush through it. If you have creative ideas that are finally coming in, write them down. I literally just got this book from Target, and it's a little book of big ideas. And I tried to pass this up. It was only like $4. I tried to pass this up, but I couldn't because I know how my mind works. I need to write stuff down or I'm going to forget. And so far, this little book that I've written in, I'm excited for the ideas that I have because I know that I can take my time and I don't really have a time limit on things that I do. I'm very intuitive with when I post and like what I post. So I'm just allowing my ideas to come down in here, something tangible, so that I can reflect later in the month or even in the summer, like when it's really peak energy for all of us, when I want to put stuff out, right? But you don't have to do everything at one time right now. You don't have to do everything at one time. So yes. Now, there are some key things with this eclipse. The North Node is in Aries. Let's just talk about that really quick. The North Node is so important because it is the destiny energy, like where are your destiny is heading towards, right? Like your life's lessons. For us to have this as a planet collectively in Aries, this is all about the new beginning that's starting for everybody. I feel like everybody is going through a death and a rebirth cycle right now. Even if you can't see it, a lot of things are changing subtly around us. And that's because this Aries energy is asking for us to grow, plant new seeds, to bloom at our own pace. Everybody has their own Aries energy, but it is Aries energy. And Aries is the cardinal, the go, the start, the beginning, the head, it's the thing, it's fire, it's what makes life. So this life-giving energy is collectively for us all. And that's why I feel like you don't want to fall in the same trap. Like, I'm really getting a message right now. You don't want to fall in the same trap that we have been falling in as a society collectively with this so much pressure. It's just the word external pressure is coming up so like clearly. There's so much external pressure that we we have just been creating for nothing. It's like nobody even has the passion to create anymore. And that's what's killing me. It's like nobody is having the passion to create. We just create because we're told. Push out content, push out this video, try this new reel, do this, da da da. And it's just like, are you even creating out of love or passion anymore? Or are you just going with the flow of the society? But this society, we already know, is very much so heavily masculine. And for the for the North Node to be in Aries, it's it's really triggering that masculine toxicity within our society. And I want to bring it back to the polar opposite, which is why we had that eclipse in Libra, is to show us that you're not a machine. you're a person. You need connection in order to feel, and you need encouragement from people. Like me personally, I can just push out a whole bunch of stuff and nobody even has to know. But it's much better to know that people like my content, right? It's much better to know that I have a community of people who comment and we can build a conversation, rather than me just, oh, I'm just going to push out these videos just because I need the algorithm to pick up my videos. No, it's like, is this important enough to share? And when I do share, is it coming from my heart? That's what's important, and not just this masculine toxic toxic energy. Now, the Mercury retrograde with the speech, now, this is a very real thing. Your speech, the communication, is going to be a little bit different. And with Aries being the sign that Mercury is in, you're just going to want to go brrr, like so fast. You just want to talk so fast for Mercury in Aries, but you can't, like, you have to kind of like pause for a second and listen more than you're speaking for this retrograde season. Listen more than you're speaking, because a lot will be said and you're gonna hear a lot. Like, I'm really getting that message. If you're somebody who just like talks off the handle and just like speaks without even thinking, this retrograde is really going to show you some of your demons and some of your shadow aspects. You need to think and consider before speaking, and this retrograde will definitely help you with that, in a good way or in a way that's disciplinary. Okay, so one more thing here, because yeah, the eclipse season, we've got the waning moon right now, like when I'm recording this video, and for the next couple of weeks it's going to be a waning moon, and then it's going to be a new moon. And with the new moon, it's going to be dark, it's going to be completely dark, but Mercury is still going to be in retrograde. That's why it's important for right now to take these days that the moon is waning and really rest and reflect. Like, you don't need to pressure yourself just because it's Aries season and let's do this and blah. Like, this is the real calm before the storm. We thought that we had other calms before the storm. This is a real calm before the storm as the moon is waning right now, because with this retrograde, it's going to hit the north node and it's also going to hit Chiron. So I do want to discuss Chiron. That was my last little note before I get into all 12 houses. We haven't even gotten to the houses yet, but this is why I kind of wanted to do live, because this is how I do my videos anyway. But I didn't want to spend a whole like 3 weeks trying to edit my video. Like, I just wanted to get it out, so it's out today because the Mercury retrograde starts today. So I'm patting myself on the back for trying not to be a perfectionist. Okay, so speaking of perfectionism, Chiron. Chiron is in Aries. Okay, the North Node's in Aries, Mercury's in Aries, and Chiron is in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer, as we know, and a lot of people have struggles with this wounded healer energy, but specifically when it's in Aries, Chiron is hurting our own personal sense of self, like our ego. Like, you probably have had a lot of realizations this month, because Chiron's been in Aries for a minute now. It's been in there for a minute. But why this is important is because during the retrograde, the planet like moves backwards, right? So it's going to be conjuncting the North Node and Chiron again, sitting right next, buddy buddy, chatting it up. So what are they chatting about? What is Mercury and Chiron and the North Node all chatting about? They're chatting about you. They're talking about you. Like, who is you in the crowd of people? Who are you as a leader? Because Aries is definitely a leader, because leaders get things started, right? There's different kinds of leaders. We obviously have air, earth, water, and all that. But for the fire, these are the inspirational speakers. I really feel in my heart. Like air cardinal, which is Libra, and cardinal fire, which is Aries. These are the leaders, these are the speakers who get people riled up, right? And so I feel like with Chiron being in Aries, it's questioning and triggering a lot of people's sense of like, who am I as a leader, or who could I be as a leader? What does leader really mean to you? Are you used to just like sitting in the background and kind of like not getting your way? Or is it time for you to stand up more and fight for what you believe in? And this is why it's important to look at your houses, because it will show you in what house you're feeling that. You're feeling that. So Chiron is really, Chiron and Aries in general, it makes you question who you are in the world. Like, do I even matter as a human being in the world? Like, it gets kind of deep and I'm getting goosebumps. It can be really hard to have Chiron and Aries. So for it to be there for us collectively, I feel like a lot of people's self-esteem is like in the wind right now, just like being uprooted, questioned. Some things are burning away. Like, who are you really in the face of, you know, if a crowd is around you? Like, who are you showing up as? And how are you presenting yourself as someone who's confident? Because fire signs are confident. And with Chiron and Aries, it's like, how is your confidence dictated off of other people? Like, that's a big thing, you know? So I'm really quick gonna check the chat, see if anybody left any comments in here. Okay, let's see. Well, that is a little irritating. I can't see anything. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I literally am not able to see this chat right now. That's crazy. Okay. Just know that I will see you in spirit. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and channel. And just in case, I'm going to record this also on my iPad. Really quick, let me set this up because I've never done live and I want to save this live. So it's retrograde. I'm not even gonna risk it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna risk it and be like, oh, I thought my live was sick. No. I'm a Virgo. We come prepared. We come really prepared because we know. Okay. I'm not even sure where I'm gonna put this, but thank you for your patience on the live. I do see one person in here, and I wish I could talk to you or see who you are. I'm sorry. But I hope this information is popping for you. That's what really, really matters. Okie dokie. I really do hope that the live saves though, because it would be a little bit ratchet the way that I'm recording this right now. Just a little ratchet. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, Mercury in retrograde through the houses. Let's do this. Where's my blue stone? We're gonna take this blue stone. We're gonna record this video. All right, so Mercury in retrograde through all of the houses. So Mercury, if you have Aries in your first house, if you're an Aries rising, well, this is going to hit hard because again, we have that North Node and Chiron in your first house transiting right now. And for it to be in the first house is ruled by Aries. This is like a double kind of whammy. So this is going to feel really, really, Spirit's saying painful. I'm sorry, but this retrograde could be a little bit painful for you. Why, Spirit? Because a lot of things will be more in your face. Like literally, because Aries rules over the head, you're going to see a lot of things come up like in your face, and it's going to feel triggering. It's going to feel a little bit traumatizing, but Spirit is saying it won't last for long. It'll be kind of like ripping the band-aid off of something is what I'm hearing. So you could be ripping the band-aid off of something during this retrograde with if you have Aries in the first house, or if this retrograde is transiting through your first house. There's going to be there's going to be a glow up, Spirit saying. That's why you have to rip off the band-aid. It's going to be like taking off a new skin is what I'm seeing. You're taking off a new part of you, and you're showing a more vulnerable side of you. Oh, this is important because what I'm hearing is that like you have this like a snake in a way, like a snake skin. You're shedding the snake skin, and it's going to be like itchy to get it off. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get it off, but it's going to be really, really nice when you finally do end up kind of taking it off, because you'll feel a lot more free. Like your skin will be able to breathe, if that makes sense. Like your skin will literally be breathing and it'll be very vulnerable. Spirit wants to say this will be a vulnerable time for you when the skin comes off. It's like a brand new baby. They're delicate. You'll be very delicate during this. So make sure that you allow new skin to form or start to grow before you try to go out in the world. And there's like something about revenge coming up here. Like if somebody has some vindictive, vengeful kind of energy, just wait. Just wait a little bit, but just wait until you're healed enough, because there's this energy of like you're not going to be healed enough if you do it like this, and you don't want that to happen, right? You don't want that to happen. So that's for the first house, but a glow up is definitely going to be happening if you have Mercury retrograde transiting through your first house. There will be definitely a glow up happening for you. It's just going to take a little bit more time and it'll be a little bit tender, but it'll be really, really good. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mercury, Aries, second house, house number 2. You're gonna finances, self-worth. This is the house of finances and self-worth, right? It rules over Taurus. This retrograde is gonna be very beneficial for you. I'm hearing like very, very beneficial. Your finances may take a step back because if you have Aries in the second house, you're used to finances just kind of like coming out of nowhere, like fire. You know, it just like ignites. It just like starts. So for you to have this retrograde happening here, your finances may slow, but it won't be forever. You know, this retrograde only lasts for like a month. So you need to take account of your finances, and Spirit is saying you need to better delegate them because you've been taking some things for granted. I'm hearing like you've been taking your money for granted, you've been taking things for granted, and now you need to delegate it in a more better way. So, this rest and review period, if you have Mercury transiting the second house, this is definitely going to be helpful for you to have more money in the future, because I feel like you're going to be making really smart decisions and not just decisions that are so quick and you're not even really thinking things through. That's what I'm seeing, is like you're not really thinking some finances through. You're just taking it for granted, taking advantage, and just like, oh yeah, I want that. I'm gonna get that. Like, I want it. I got it. Ariana Grande. But you don't have Ariana Grande money. So you need to kind of take a step back and invest. Spirit's saying to invest. I know during a retrograde, like you're not supposed to, but Spirit is telling me like you specifically for Mercury in the second house, Aries, you need to invest because it's something that's going to take its time, and you're used to things getting it quick. So this will be very beneficial for you, not only to learn your lesson of letting your investments grow over time, but because you're doing it right now, it's going to help you way in the future. I'm hearing like way in the future, not like 30 years, but like it could be like 3. I'm seeing the number 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 30 years. Okay, just make good sound investments and think on these things and like kind of take your time with it too. Okay, so anything else for the second house? Second housers, you're going to be having a glow up too, but it's going to be a lot slower than the first house. I see you actually like in bed, like you like to bed rot. Permission to bed rot, because if you relax, if you are like in bed, if you're just kind of like relaxing during this retrograde right now, for some reason, it's going to glow you up. You need some rest, is what I'm hearing. Like you've been pressuring yourself a lot. You've been having a lot of anxious thoughts lately. Your mind has been racing. That's what I'm seeing. Like you need to rest a bit, okay? Mercury in the third house. Third house, if Mercury in retrograde is happening for you, you have your third house in Aries right now. This is going to actually help you to channel. Spirit is showing me that you're going to be receiving messages from your ancestors. We love that. We love receiving the messages from the ancestors. Like, come through. Auntie Jennifer, like whoever. So you're gonna be receiving messages from your ancestors. Your ancestors are specifically saying for you, especially because it's in your third house, to think before you speak. Stop just talking out of your ass. Stop just like talking, saying stuff just to fill up space. Like it's gonna be uncomfortable for you. I'm feeling like you're gonna be a little uncomfortable. I see you just like rocking back and forth. Like some of you have like ADHD, ADD, like you can't really stay still. This is going to be really important for you to learn how to calm yourself in quiet situations because your mind goes so quick and you just want to start things like so fast. But your spiritual guides are saying, take your time, mijo. Take your time, mija. Like somebody in Spanish is coming through. Like, take your time and stop rushing through everything because you need to find the beauty in life. Like it's something about the beauty in life. I feel like for you with Aries in the third house, you're somebody who is lacking in inspiration right now. You are the one who feels like a robot. You are the one who feels like you're just on go 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 mode, and this is permission for you to settle down a little bit in that and to actually consider the creations that you're putting out. Are you actually enjoying what you're doing anymore or not? You're an educator, you're a teacher. Are you really teaching about the things that you want to, or are things just on repeat? Spirit is saying it's time to reevaluate what you're teaching to people, what you're saying to people. Okay? Okay. So, Mercury retrograde in the fourth house. This is my placement. If you're a Capricorn rising, Aries in the fourth house, retrograde. You know what? I'm going to share something personal with you. I did a meditation this morning and it was about transmuting energy and like shape shifting. And if you think about one thing that makes you really, really happy and then you move it to something that is not making you happy, then it's going to be like a vibrational shift, right? So today I was thinking like I really, really, really want my own house. I really want my own space, my own place. Like I've been wanting this for years, right? Like probably my whole life. I've been dreaming of just like my own space. And I'm just wondering, like, when is it going to happen? And so today I did that meditation to shift my perspective because it's like, okay, I can be sad about not having my own space, but the space that I'm in right now, I'm comfortable and I'm so happy. And I thought of it like I can be excited to bring this energy into a new place instead of me just being sad about it. So, Aries, Mercury in retrograde here in the fourth house, like we're going to be thinking about the home. You're going to be noticing a lot about your confidence around your family, a lot of triggers coming up around your family, like how you're seen by your family, and if your family sees you as somebody who is, you know, powerful and beautiful, like, you know, things that Aries want to hear, because we want to be seen in our houses. We want to be seen by our family, especially with Aries here. Like Aries is the baby, you know, like baby me, show me that you love me. So if you're not feeling that from your family, the Libra full moon definitely showed you. The Libra full moon definitely shined that light on that now. But now it's about, okay, but what do you want? Hashtag Aries. Like, what do you want your family and your home life to be like? What kind of family do you want to create? Even though we were born into these families, if you were to collect a handful of friends, like, what would they really be like? How would they really treat you? Maybe do some scripting, I'm hearing. Do some scripting about like the friends that you want to bring in, the romantic relationship you want to bring in. If you want like a mother figure or a mentor or father figure, you know, someone to like provide for you, all that stuff, write it down in detail. I'm hearing from spirit, and like you'll get it. You'll get it. So I'm gonna take my own advice. Hold up now, because I didn't even know all this. I'm definitely gonna take my own advice and do some scripting on like how you want to be treated in your home, especially with, you know, other people or just by yourself. If you could just live anywhere, if you're imagining a new home, then this would be great to keep writing. And I know I'm hearing a lot of y'all are like complaining, like I've already written it down. Write it down again, okay? Write it down again. Get a whole new sheet of paper. Talk about your home life, the city that you live in, how you feel, what you eat, your friends. Like make it really vivid what you want your new life to be like. Mercury retrograde in the fourth house. And I feel like some things are going to happen by the end of the month, and it will be very unexpected, but it will also be very expected because you projected that's what you wanted. It's just going to happen. I feel like I see like a whole bunch of puzzle pieces just falling together. Like everything's just going to fall together and it's going to create this really beautiful picturesque of you in the house. So I love that for us. Okay, so moving on to the fifth house. The fifth house. Mercury retrograde in Aries in the fifth house. Ooh, okay. I'm feeling and seeing a lot of light energy surrounding you here. A lot of light over your creations. There's been some darkness around like your self-esteem and like how you create things. I'm seeing the visual of like you're writing like in a movie, like you're writing those papers and you just crumple it up and throw it away. You keep writing, you crumple it up and you throw it away. And you have not been satisfied for a really long time with your creations. But with this retrograde and Mercury happening, Spirit's saying to take your time with your craft. You've been rushing it. You've been rushing your craft, and that's why you hate the result. Is because you're not taking that spiritual time too, like that intuitive time to tap into your light, your creative light. Because I keep seeing light around you, like wearing the color yellow, wearing the color white is really going to be helpful for you because it will definitely have some sort of impact on how you create and how your light is being shown and seen. So, and take some time alone. Like, Spirit's showing me, like, you should go outside and try to write. Like, let nature be your muse, is what I'm hearing. Let nature be your muse while this Mercury is in retrograde right now, because the thoughts that you're going to be having are going to be highly creative, highly inspired, but you need a place to actually like sit and do it and not rush through it. I feel like sometimes you rush through your creations with Aries in the fifth. You rush through relationships too. Oh yeah, I'm getting on you right now. It's time to let nature be your muse, because nature will show you how when things grow slowly and steadily, they're more substantial, they're more valuable that way. And if you just rush to do something, it's not as valuable. So taking your time to create and to craft is going to leave you feeling like really good inside, like, ooh, I did something valuable, I did something that took a lot of time, I did something that I really put my foot into, like I did that. You're gonna have this real good feeling of satisfaction. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I love that for you, especially when it comes to romance too. Y'all be quick with it, like, ooh, flirty, like, ah, look at me, right? Aries in the fifth. But it's something about your magnetism. Spirit is showing me like you're more in your like dark feminine. If you can tap into your more dark feminine, your yin energy, the darkness, I know it's so interesting because I just said there's a lot of light around you, but when it comes to romantic relationships, there's some dark that needs to come around you. Like you're too light in the relationships, that you're like surface level. Spirit is saying if you really want a relationship to grow, you need to become more yin, dark, deep, digging deeper. Okay, let me take a sip of my tea. Ooh, perfect for the sixth house too. What am I drinking? I'm drinking desert lavender, spearmint, fennel, some things that are like cooling, and catnip. I needed to cool my digestive system. It's been hot. And I always drink lemon water. Lemon lime water in the morning, in the afternoon, and at nighttime. I'm telling you, your world will literally change. Like just get the lemon and squirt it in here. It's so good. It's so fresh. Mm. Okay. Sixth house. Sixth house, Mercury retrograde in the sixth house. Spirit is saying, I think that's why I just did all that. Spirit is saying to refine your routine. There's something in your routine. You've been too hot. Ooh, you've been too hot. See, I think everything that I do is synchronistic, I swear. You need cooling herbs. You need to drink more spearmint tea. If you've got this placement, drink spearmint tea like every day and watch your life change. Spearmint will cool you down because you're so hot in the sixth house. You have heat things coming up, like you're always red, breaking out, like it's too much heat in the body, right? During this retrograde, it'll be very beneficial for you to slow down on your routines, for you to hyper analyze your routine. Is this really beneficial, or am I just doing this because it's popular, or am I just doing this because I was told to, or am I just doing this because I thought it felt good, and maybe things don't feel as good as they did anymore? It's okay to shift and switch it up, right? So with this sixth house, I'm channeling definitely drinking more cooling teas, marshmallow. Y'all know I'm an herbalist, so I channel the plants. They come through like I'm connected to the plant queendom, and I love this. I love this about me. Virgo. I can see a lot of plants that want to come for you. So chamomile, marshmallow, root and leaf, and spearmint specifically. If you have Mercury retrograding here in the sixth house, these herbs, if you drink them like every day, your health will drastically change. Like, I'm letting you know that right off the bat. Especially if you do this every day in your routine. If you can like challenge yourself, especially during a retrograde where things are a little messy, to stay consistent, because Aries here, you always want to like do this, do that, go all over the board, right? Like start something new. You love to start new routines, new regimens, but you really need to like hone down for this retrograde right now and start writing even down like what you want to eat every day, what you've been eating every day, what you want to drink. And you seeing that in front of you for some reason is going to like change a whole thing for you. Like you're going to get back on track. You're going to be the healthiest coming out of April. I'm telling you, you're going to be healthy, healthy coming out of April. If you can stick to a routine, if you can stick to a routine and get rid of the routine that you've been had, is what I'm hearing. That like get rid of a routine that you've been had and make a new routine. Okay, it's from spirit, not from me. Okay, spirit said it. Okay, Mercury retrograde in the seventh house in Aries. Aries seventh house, Libra rising. Um, Breakups. Ooh, break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, yeah, cause I'm bored. You don't like that song right now. You ain't liking that song. Someone's breaking up with you or you're breaking up with somebody. I'm just letting you know. It's not all of us, okay? It's not gonna be all of us now. But some of us need to go through a breakup. And I'm single, so I don't even know why I'm saying us. I need a breakthrough, okay? For my love life, golly. Some of y'all are going through a breakup right now. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna feel like your ego is wounded. Y'all are gonna feel really touchy about this. So I'm preparing you now. Spend a lot of time in the dark. Seventh house, Aries, Mercury retrograde. I'm seeing dark around you. Tap into that yin energy. Tap into your dark feminine. You need to detach. Ooh, you breaking up because this is something karmic happening. Like if anybody goes through a breakup right now, this is karma. Karma, karma, karma. In a good way though. For some of us. In a good way for some of us. Some of y'all did the person wrong, so you getting that back. So spend time in the dark. Spend time wearing black is what I'm hearing. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the opposite of Venus. But with Aries in the seventh house, it's polar opposite house. It's debilitated here, so it's not happy here. It's really not happy. That's why you need to spend some time in the dark. I'm literally hearing like paint your fingernails black. Go through a mourning period. Go through a grief, like you're grieving. Wear black because black will protect you and cleanse you. I know everyone like loves white, but white is for when you're ready to like get back up there and have a nice life. Okay, black is for when you are trying to transform and when you're trying to get through something, healing and letting go. And if we're going through breakups, I don't know why I keep saying we. I'm sorry, y'all. It's triggering me right now. I'm like, I'm not even with nobody right now. Like, what is this? If you're going through a breakup right now, then shield yourself and don't let anybody pick at you. Don't talk to nobody about I'm hearing like don't talk to your girlfriends about it. You can there's somebody trusted. If you really have somebody who's trusted that you can talk to, then talk to them, but don't just start like talking about this breakup and like being all crazy about it because Mercury wants to talk. Retrograde, you need to rest and review, okay? You don't need to be talking because you can say something that you regret. So, when it comes to relationships, be more gentle with yourself. If you're single and you don't have a relationship, you're not going through a breakup, then I'm really feeling there's this overextending of like people pleasing that you need to address during this time. People pleasing, or stepping all over people, like not really caring about what other people have to think and just like being highly independent. There's going to be some type of balancing act where it needs to be more balanced. And during this retrograde, it's definitely going to happen for you. But wear black. Like everybody who has Mercury transiting right now, their seventh house, wear black. I don't know why Spirit said it. Wear black. Paint your nails. Wear black. You get it. Okay, you get it. Okay. Mercury retrograde in Aries in the eighth house. Eighth housers. Eighth housers. Okay, yo, I be getting in deep when it comes to the eighth house. I always get swallowed up by this house. So just give me a second. I be getting swallowed up by this house. I'm hearing like you're in a predicament right now. Someone's in a sticky situation and it will be unstuck. So good for you. Eighth house, if you have Aries in the eighth house, there's a situation that you were stuck. You're getting unstuck now. So that's really beneficial. There's a conversation that you need to have. There's a conversation that you need to have with somebody, specifically family. The eighth house does rule over our DNA, our lineage. An ancestor wants to communicate with you. I'm getting chills. Like it's a good ancestor who's going to give you a gift. I'm hearing you're going to be receiving a gift. I feel like you're going to have a lot of psychic abilities awaken as well at this time with this retrograde, but you need to keep it to yourself. Don't freak out. Spirit Spirit says don't freak out. Embrace what is about to come to you, whether it be somebody talking to you in your dreams. I'm hearing dreaming, even having vivid nightmares. The nightmares are not really nightmares, they're a past life. Oh wow. The nightmares that you've been having are actually a past life, and you need to connect with an ancestor to help clear that out. That's very specific. So if there's somebody who has been having nightmares, just know that there's an ancestor watching over you, and you guys need to collaborate together to kind of like get this demon out of your lineage. Like something with the Akashic records too. If you can get some type of Akashic record clearing reading from somebody, then that will be very beneficial for you during this retrograde at this time. Because with Aries here, you are fire in a very dark house, in a water house. So it's like you're boiling water, but what I really see is that you are the light in the dark tunnel. And parts of your tunnel have been like collapsing, so you need to rebuild, and you're going to be rebuilding with an ancestor. Like an ancestor is there to help you. Also, I'm seeing animals. There could be an animal that comes into your life. I love channeling because I'm just like, blah, like whatever you need to hear, right? I ain't got to take it personally. Like if you are going to get a pet, go ahead and get that pet. But there's an animal that's going to assist you, like a small-ish animal. Keep your flame lit. God, like I'm seeing you have like a flame. Like if this is, oh, because of that, right? Because of that. If this is your fire right now, you see how this is like flowing? I'm seeing this visual of like keep your flame lit. Like keep it so that it's protected from the outside. Make sure that you're protecting your energy and your aura from people on the outside. For you, I see a color wearing blue, like a deep indigo dark blue, some purple, like a royal purple. I'm seeing royalty, like real nice quality. So if you want to buy yourself like a new jacket or like a new cloak or something, permission to do that. But wearing some like real, like the blue that you don't really see very often, like a nice like azul blue. Like azul is Spanish for blue. Azure, like, you know, just like a really, really deep dark blue. It'll really protect you and it will help you during this time, because you're going to be very psychic too, is what I'm hearing and seeing. Oh, like this blue, like this, but deeper and darker. Okay. Okay. So Mercury in the ninth house, retrograde in Aries. Don't travel. Spirit says don't go on any trips right now. I know it hurts me too to say that, but because I was like, oh, do they get to travel? That's the first thing I asked. Like, oh, are they don't travel. Spirit says don't travel during this time. It's just not, like, nothing will come of the situation. Like, I don't think anything like bad's gonna happen to you, but like nothing good is gonna happen either. So if you could hold off just for the month of April, May, definitely Spirit says, like, after April, go. Like, wherever you're gonna go, go after April. But April is a time for you to stay at home. Ooh, Spirit specifically saying you need to like stay at home and deal with some home issues here. There's something spiritual coming up because I do see the ninth house as our spiritual guides and like where our spiritual guides rest, because we receive a lot of spiritual information in the ninth house. So for you to have Mercury retrograde and Aries in the ninth house, we do have that fire here, but I'm hearing like your wood is almost out. Like you need to restoke your fire and like add more wood to your fire so that when you do leave the house, you won't come back to a cold and dead house. Like, this is very specific, but there's something about, I'm feeling bitterness coming from y'all. Like there's some type of bitterness, like you don't want to be in a certain place anymore. You don't want to be here anymore. Is what I keep hearing. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. So your spiritual guides are seeing that. They are very compassionate with you. They're understanding, but you need to respect them and their divine time for you. Very stern voices I'm hearing, like, respect that we see the bigger vision for you. We have this planned out for you. Don't move. You need to take care of the home. So it's just so interesting that because the ninth house is long distance travel, if you're already like not at home, check in with your family, make sure things are okay like at your house. If you did have to leave a house somewhere and you traveled already, make sure your house and your home is okay. Make sure someone's taking care of your house, because what I'm just seeing are like a fireplace, but there's like really nothing but ash and like all the wood has burned down. And if you don't keep that fire going, you're not going to have a home to come home to. Like, it's a little morbid in my opinion. But if you understand that visual, then you get it. So make sure you're tending to that fire, basically, and rest and reflect. You can start planning your trips if you want to. Like, Spirit says don't buy any tickets either. Ooh, don't buy no tickets either. Don't buy them until May. Ooh, okay, but you can start thinking about where you want to go. You can start visualizing, but don't buy your tickets right now and just wait until May to go. Yeah. Okay. So 10th house, Mercury retrograde in Aries in the 10th house. I actually feel like this will be really good for you. 10th houser, like career, being motivated. You're going to feel more motivated. I'm feeling like you're going to come back to your heart. This is so nice because what I just said in the beginning about outputting all that, you're not a robot. You can't just output everything. You need to feel. And I feel like during this retrograde, you're going to be feeling more like, what do I really feel like creating? And it's not going to be like a standard template, but you're going to be making a new kind of template. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of cleaning of your calendar. I see a lot of cleansing of your emails, your calendar, your to-do lists. There are some things that you don't want to do anymore, and that's perfectly valid. Permission to just clear it off your to-do list even without doing it. Unless it's like detrimental, then like that's not cute. But make sure that you're creating from your heart space and creating from something that is exciting to you, because Spirit says this retrograde is going to kind of put you in a really good space and place for the next 3 years. Something about the next 3 years with this Capricorn energy. Something with Capricorn. It could even happen during Capricorn season, where if you're planting seeds now, the fruit of your labor will come up in Capricorn season, which is next January. So quite literally, whatever you do right now, just be really conscious of it, be really considerate of it, and take your time with it. And I feel like a lot of really great things are going to happen for you during this retrograde and in the future, which is amazing. Okay. And Spirit says like plan too, like Plan for success. Spirit is saying don't even make a plan B. Spirit is saying just focus on plan A. Focus on what you want that to look like for the rest of the year and go for it. There doesn't need to be a plan B for y'all right now. Just focus on plan A. Write it down, like actually write it down, because Mercury, we should be writing things down. We say a lot of things, we think a lot of things, but it's not really there until you've written it down and you can see it over and over and over again. So somebody needed to hear that. Write down your goals and your plans for this year and take your time with it. You're not a robot. Take your time with your ideas. If you want to create a new template or something, allow yourself like 2-3 weeks to make it. It doesn't need to be the same day. Don't pressure yourself like that. You want to create something solid and reliable and something beautiful that will last, that you can use over and over. I'm hearing like you want to be able to use something over and over and over, so you need to make it quality in the first place. Okay, 11th house. 11th house with Mercury retrograde in Aries in the 11th house. I heard like backstabbing friends. You're definitely going to see a shift in your friendships. And I don't know if you've watched my 11th house versus the 5th house, but I feel like your true friends are in the 5th house and your community and the people that you tolerate are in the 11th house. So I feel like for you specifically, you're going to see that separation very clearly right now. Like who is really my friend and who is just part of a group that I'm part of, right? Because sometimes you're not friends with the people in your groups. They're just part of the group. And y'all just get along to get along and talk about anime or talk about knitting or whatever. But your best friends are going to be found in the 5th house. So I feel like it's going to be kind of like a shocker. Someone's going to come through and be like, yeah, we're not really like friends. Or you're feeling that way towards somebody, and it finally comes to light like, no, this person really isn't my friend, we're just kind of like part of this group. So make sure that you have really good boundaries. I'm hearing like boundaries need to be made with friendships and then just groups of people in your life, and that will really help you for this month determine how to move differently too with the 11th house, because the 11th house really is that, changing the world, dreams fulfilled, wishes fulfilled kind of energy. So you want to make sure that the wishes that are being fulfilled for you, you're sharing it with people who care about you genuinely as a person, like you, not just what you can give, not just what you can create and bring up. Like, oh, she painted this really cool picture. Yeah, cool. But like, what about the artist? Like, you're the artist, right? You're the inventor, the creator. So make sure that people care about you and not just what you're putting out. Okay. Last house. This is so exciting. Last house, the 12th house. The 12th house, Mercury in retrograde in the 12th house. The first thing that I heard is like financial dreams are coming true. I don't know how, I don't know who, I don't know when, but your ancestors are have made things happen. They're not even making things happen, they've already done it. And it's coming now. It's gonna come pretty quickly too. Aries energy is gonna come quickly, even though it's retrograde. But with this 12th house energy, things already take so much time. So this is something that's been stewing on the stove for quite a bit. There's some type of financial opportunity or like financial dream. I just hear financial dreams coming true. So that's awesome. Spirit is saying to just sit in the feeling of gratitude and know that your Amazon order has been placed and that it's coming in a couple days. Like, y'all are about to get something unexpected in the next couple of days, or this month while the retrograde is happening. But it's just this feeling of like oh my gosh, I see like this visual of like Mercury as the actual planet, like as like a little mail boy running back, like, oh no, I forgot to pick up this person's stuff. So when he's in retrograde, he's running back to go get your package or something, like it was forgotten. I feel like there's a little spitefulness, there's a little resentment I'm feeling and hearing, but it's coming now. So the messenger boy is coming with your package now. Give him some time to go back and get it, okay? So by the end of this retrograde, you should definitely have some type of gift that's given to you that you've been waiting for a long time, financially specifically, which is so weird because like the 12th house like has nothing to do with money, but because it's divine timing in the 12th house, anything could happen. It could be a new relationship, it could be a new career, but for you, I'm seeing new money, specifically finances, money, like getting a check in the mail, something like that coming through for you. So that's really amazing. I wish I had that message. But listen, when you get your check in the mail, go ahead and book a reading with me, okay, on greenvibeswellness.com. That's going to be the end of the live stream. I really hope that everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this. This was a lot of fun. A couple people did come into the chat, but I can't see the chat, so there's that. I can't even answer the questions. But I'm sending y'all so much love, peace, and abundance. And just remember that this retrograde is happening for you and not to you. Everything happens for you. And it's time to rest and review. Do not pressure yourself to do nothing right now. Rest and review. Okay? All right. Bye.